So none of us are prepared for this right now, but we're all in it. And, for the love of all that's decent in the world, if there are any Republicans out there listening to this who are like, I'm not sure I'm good with this anymore, please pay attention and please, and I'm not saying you're stupid, not at all. You were purposefully picked. You were attacked. They didn't come after us. All the disinformation out of everywhere wasn't after us. Russia, Russia, Russia is a real thing. It's a real thing. No one proved collusion with Trump, and I'm fine with that. I'm glad of that. But the fact that they did it and they still do it, and our government piece by piece is stopping every single obstacle to have them stop doing it. We've pulled out all the stops now. The task forces are pulled away from it. Nobody's watching it. Everyone sees all the bots out there. They're there in force because we pulled away every safeguard for them. That is what's happening. The judiciary is being attacked at every level. Big law firms that would come and support and do pro bono work for anybody like that, whose civil rights and human rights are being violated, they're getting taken, to task and getting their clearance removed, and they can't go into the federal court buildings. Now you've got freaking Mike Johnson out there saying that, we can get rid of an entire judicial district. We don't have That's the power of the Congress. This isn't funny anymore. They're pulling out every single thing. And I know it wasn't funny before, but I'm just telling you, we do not have very much time before there isn't any more time to fix it. You won't be able, if we had stopped this 2 weeks ago, we would be with it for decades. So if you care about your children, your grandchildren, your future great grandchildren, and you want any kind of semblance of what the United States has always stood for, I've got flags back here, what people died for in my family, then you need to wake up. It's time to wake up. Okay, they're coming after your grandparents' Social Security, and that is not any kind of thing like hyperbole. I'm so sick of hearing that. Okay, they're coming after it. They've already come after it. They're closing offices one at a time. They're taking away the phone service. If they don't do that, it's still going to be nearly impossible for grandma to get, because most of the people are women live longer, so it's grandmas, but it's everybody, a disability, it's survivors of parents who've died. All of this, by closing the offices and gutting the agency, is screwed. Okay, it's already screwed. Like, if they don't walk it back, and if they stopped right now, it's already screwed. It's not going to work. Everyone that's tried to get a disability claim through knows it was already taking like 160, 180 days, maybe 200. Now you're looking at 2 to 4 years. People will be dead before they get their disability. They're dismantling every aspect of the government. You have no services anymore, and they're not coming back. They're not fixing it. It's not coming back. Okay, that's the plan. The economy is being completely tanked on purpose. This isn't a joke. It's happening on purpose. And every single thing I'm telling you about, everyone suffers. Every single American suffers. The only one who do not suffer from this are billionaires. That is it. They come through. Whenever the stock market completely crashes, all the way down to a depression level, who comes out on top? Billionaires, especially if they know in advance, right before the big thing's going to happen. And they will. All right. So everyone else financially screwed. So and then national intelligence. We have alienated all of our allies. They're not going to share information with us. I mean, the debacle with the freaking phones, I'd like to say that shocked me, but it didn't shock me. Not at all. Because that's what happens when you put people that you have this Hegseth DUI hire in charge of. I can't even, okay? They're using that Signal app, and that's not a one off. They've been using it. That's what Musk is using. That's what they're all using. And why they're using it is because it's not traceable. They have their conversations, they're deleted after whatever time. If they want it deleted tomorrow, the next day, or in 2 weeks, it's gone. There's no paper trail. There's no, um, you know, it's supposed to be put in the record. There's a record for that purpose. This is how you keep it. Every crappy treasonous thing that you're doing, there is no record. We don't have a record. They're dismantling the press and the media. They're going after the NPR. They're going after PBS, I mean, because who likes the Antiques Roadshow and Sesame Street? I don't even. They're going after Habitat for Humanity of all things. I mean, I could just go on and on. I could talk for 3 hours about what's gone on in the judiciary in the past 2 weeks, but we don't have that kind of time. Libraries, museums, going after them. Public education. Well, when you're trying to change what's going on, the way our government works. If you do no longer want a democracy, if you want the people out of it because you don't think they're smart enough to make a decision, and that includes everybody, Republican, Democrat, you are not going to have a say. I would be absolutely shocked if we had any kind of election in 26 for any reason or any time. Trump wasn't kidding when he was like, I love those Christians. I love you. I love you. I'm a Christian. When he said, vote for me and you'll never have to vote again, that's the plan. Listen to Steve Bannon talk about it. He's not concerned about the election because he doesn't think there's going to be one either. All right. We keep up in this direction when you dismantle public education, and this isn't going to, this was put in place for a lot of states, very poor states that could not or would not take care of children with disabilities, children with, any kind of special needs, or the very poor that needed help with like food, because what child can learn when they're really hungry? They're not going to learn a thing. But that's probably the end of my rant right now. I don't even, the tariffs, that's just part of the destruction of the economy. There's not one smart thing that's going on with the tariffs. Can they be? Yes, there is a way to do it. But you don't start putting big tariffs on things. Like tonight, he announces big tariffs on any car coming, any foreign car. Well, if you halt steel, if you put a huge tariff on steel coming out of Canada, we depend on that. The automakers depend on it. Ford came out and was just practically begging for them not to do it. I think he made some kind of special arrangement with Ford because Ford gave the, you know, campaign a lot of money. But whether that happens or not, we don't have the way to produce the cars. We need the steel. The steel's gone too expensive. So they will, if they get it and they pay a high price, you're going to buy an American car. You're going to wait for it. You're going to pay so much more for it than you ever could have imagined. And if you want the foreign car, it's probably out of reach now. So, and that's just cars. We're not even talking about your groceries, your clothing, your shoes. Now your medicine. He's tacking one on pharmaceuticals. They're coming at us so fast so that we can't keep up, that we're so overwhelmed. But you need to start doing your homework. And one thing we can all do is get out there and protest. And we need to be out there in numbers like you have never seen before. When you see those people protesting in other nations and you're just like, wow, that's how we have to look, or this is not going to stop. The judiciary is trying, but they're coming at them at every level. Now, Johnson is threatening Boasberg, who's trying to do various things to still stand up for civil rights, because if you don't give a shit about Venezuelans and you think they are all gang members and everyone belongs there, and so what if they're tortured and they die? That's just the tip of the iceberg. They're going to be sending people all over the place. People like me, maybe, because I'm talking out about them. But I'm fighting this for my kids and my grandkids. I don't have any yet, but I'm expecting one this year. And I mean, this is the hill I'm willing to die on. That's how serious I am. And that's how you need to be. If you cannot protest, then you need to be doing anything else that you can. See who's running. Elon Musk is taking over Supreme Court, Wisconsin Supreme Court race. He's pouring money in there, offering people $100 to sign a petition against the opposition to the Republican candidate. He's doing all this as a little test to see if it works, and he's got a case that is sure to go to the Supreme Court in Wisconsin, and he is suing because he wants things for his business promotion, his expansion in Wisconsin that they're not willing to do, that the law won't allow. He's suing them over it. He wants to make sure he wins that case. And he's already bought the United States, basically, and he's in there wrecking havoc over every aspect of it. But now he's trying to go state by state. He's also in Delaware. He's just trying to get it one at a time. And if people do not wake up to what's happening, this is not about right or left. I have so many Republican friends that I have had for a very long time, and I love them. This is not the party that you voted for. This has changed. These people are not the people that you think they are, and you were targeted, and you should be pissed off about it. And that's all. Thanks for listening. I just had to rant tonight.